Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at all the highly anticipated manga coming out in the month of March. It is a huge month for collected editions, and I decided to focus on the new volume 1. So you're not going to see returning series in this video. For that, you go to other channels. So this is the list of what I consider the highly anticipated hot number ones that you should be on the lookout for. Also, join my Discord if you want to chat. The link is in the description below. Let's get started. Four lives remain Tatsuya Endo before Spy Family. This is written and drawn by Tatsuya Endo. It is being published by Viz Media. This was originally 4 chapters collected across 1 volume, which was published back in 2000 to 2004. It's a shonen action drama fantasy anthology of, well, 4 different series, 4 one-shots, if you will, that Tatsuya Endo created, which led into different series or inspirations for other works before writing main stories that you know, like Spy Family or Blood of the Moon Princess, for example. A young girl fighting her way through bounty hunter school, a princess forced to flee her moon empire after a coup, witch hunters hell-bent on killing with blood-sucking swords, and a group of ragtag musketeers tracking down armed robbers. A Star Brighter Than the Sun, Volume 1 by Kazune Kawahara. This is a Viz Media Shoujo Beat release. It's an ongoing romance shoujo series that started back in 2021. Sae has always been taller and stronger than the average girl. Koki used to be smaller and weaker than the average boy, but now that he's in high school, he's tall and super popular. Will their childhood friendship rekindle, or maybe develop into something more? Dead Rock, Volume 1 by Hiromashima. This is published by Kodansha. It's an ongoing action fantasy shonen series that started back in 2023. Welcome to Dead Rock, the underworld's top educational institution. A spot at this training facility for demonic mischief is all the young demon Yakuto has ever wanted. But in hell, there's no such thing as an easy A. Plenty of Yakuto's fellow prospects won't survive the entrance exam, and even fewer will make it to graduation. So why bother? The price for those who survive this death game through perdition is the world in the palm of their hand. I Got Married to the Girl I Hate Most in Class, Volume 1. This is written by Amano Seiju with art by Moskonbu. The series is being published by 7 Seas, and it is an ongoing shonen rom-com that started back in 2021. Arch-enemies Hojo Saito and Sakuramori Akane are notorious across their high school for their bitter rivalry. Every day is a new battleground, filled with constant bickering and fiery clashes. But everything changes when Saito's domineering grandfather delivers a shocking ultimatum: marry his rival or lose the family business to the dog. Reluctantly, Saito agrees, and to his surprise, so does Akane. Now the two must navigate life as an unlikely couple, sharing a house, meals, and even a bed, without tearing each other apart. Can they keep their embarrassing marriage a secret from their classmates? And what could have possibly have motivated Akane to agree to this arrangement in the first place? Rozen Maiden Collector's Edition Volume 1 by Peach Pit. This is being published by 7 Seas Entertainment, and it is all 46 chapters, or 7 volumes. Collector's editions will be larger trim size, and it includes the original series plus the first sequel. 17 volumes worth of material in these larger trim sized books from 7 Seas. So if you want to see the sequel, which was Rozen Maiden 0, or you want to see Rozen Maiden Dolls, you might want to consider picking up the collector's editions that 7 Seas is putting up. After enduring cruelty from his classmates, Jun Sakurada shuts himself away, preferring to live in solitude. Just when he thought he'd found peace and seclusion, a mysterious box disrupts his world, revealing the enigmatic Shinku, a living doll from the legendary Rozen Maiden collection. Shinku is beautiful yet demanding, and instantly declares that Jun shall be her new servant. Before he can wrap his head around the unusual events, they're attacked. With no other option for survival, Jun agrees to a contract with Shinku and witnesses the true nature of her power. Gunsmith Cats Omnibus Edition Volume 1 by Kenichi Sonoda. This is being published by Dark Horse Comics. Gunsmith Cats is quite legendary. It was first put out in 1990, lasting all the way to 1997, 75 chapters collected across 8 volumes. However, these Omnis will be 3-in-1s except for the third one, which will be 2-in-1. But regardless, we'll have the starting Gunsmith Cats collected across 3 thick omnibus editions. I can't wait for that. Raleigh Vincent runs Gunsmith Cats, a gun shop in Illinois, with her partner, demolitions expert and former call girl Minnie Mae Hopkins. But Raleigh's real job doesn't pay the bills. Her hobby does. And her hobby is bounty hunting, bringing the most wanted men and women in the Chicago area to justice, dressed in her sharp suit and tie and driving her Shelby Cobra GT 500. The Emperor's Caretaker, Volume 1 by Ichiga Hiragi, Aya Shoto, and Haruki Yoshimura. Published by Square Enix, this shoujo fantasy isekai series ran from 2022 to 2023, and it is not safe for work. The state's Linhua, daughter of the Chancellor of the Right, is as gifted for caring for children as she is at playing the Eru. Her talents shine during the ceremony to select a consort for the 5-year-old emperor. There she catches the eye of Soden, the highest-ranking regent. Suddenly, Linhua is swept into the vibrant world of the inner palace as a new court lady and the young emperor's personal caretaker. Minecraft, the Manga, Volume 1. This is by Kazuyoshi Seto. It is published by Viz Media. It has been ongoing since its first publication in 2020. It's an action comedy shonen series based on the beloved video game series. Peaceful life in a perfectly constructed town bores 10-year-old Nico into mischief. Riding creepers while they explode is fun and all, but what he really wants is to escape the blocky confines of his home and take his crafting skills on an adventure to the end of the world. Just how big is the world anyway, and what could stand in his way? How to Deal When Your Intimidating Neighbor is Actually an Omega by Nikuya Inui. This one's published by Kodansha, a BL manga, 6 chapters collected across 1 volume. It ran from 2022 to 2023. A college-aged alpha lives next door to a scary-looking hottie whom he assumes is an alpha too, but a shocking encounter will correct that assumption. An irresistible tattooed omega living next door. What's a virgin alpha to do? 2345, Volume 0 by Ohana, published by Kodansha, the BL Slice of Life Supernatural series, which ran from 2014 to 2016. New Tokyoite and college freshman Iku is living the otaku dream, except for the fact that he can now see ghosts. One day he bumps into Mimori, a super friendly spirit that haunts a local bridge, and reluctantly lets the lonely specter into his home. But every night at 2345, Mimori is drawn back to the bridge and forced to replay his downfall. Will Mimori be stuck in this loop forever, or can Iku find a way to save him from an eternity of unending tragedy? Fake Fact Lips, a BL series by Machi Suehiro, published by 7 Seas. This is 7 chapters collected across 1 volume, which was published back in 2020 up until 2021. Ryo and Zen are 2 men who hate to lose, especially to each other. From high school rivals to rival co-workers, these 2 men have always been locked in fierce competition. They've competed over grades, sports, and even the number of Valentine chocolates received. And now that they're salesmen at the same company, their rivalry has reignited. One night out for drinks, the 2 begin arguing on who's more experienced in love. Suddenly, their newest competition is set. The winner is whoever makes the other fall in love with them first. But will this competition of hearts lead to a win, or something far more complicated? Meth-e-meth, the complete edition, published by Yen Press, by Kenji Tsurubuchi and Ko Ransom, a Yen Press release. This is a 2-in-1 release. The original seinen action comedy School Life series ran from 2011 to 2013. Long ago, humanity discovered the weapons later known as autoscrolls and the oath-making technology that allows command of them. In modern-day Japan, not only have autoscrolls become a part of everyday life, but oath-making is now now a systematized science. When high school student and scroll enthusiast of the Oath Club, Kyota Yuzuki, gets into an accident after finding a mysterious scroll, his new transplanted Oath heart turns him into a new being. Drifters Omnibus Edition Volume 1 by Kota Hirano. This is published by Dark Horse. This one started back in 2009. It's an ongoing action fantasy isekai seinen series that is currently in a hiatus, but it tells of warriors and warlords from Earth's history, or drifters, and how they are transported to an alien world and employed to help the non-human races defend themselves in a worldwide civil war with legions of monsters led by the Black King, who threatens the annihilation of both human and non-human races. Quick side note, there are only 7 volumes out, so we're only looking forward to 2 omnibus releases, which are 3-in-1s. Assassin and Cinderella Volume 1 by Yuzo Natsuno. This is being published by Square Enix, and it is a romance shoujo series that is still ongoing. First started publication back in 2022. And I do want to point out this one's slightly not safe for work. Neneko is a spy blessed with cat-like charms. Her mission: seduce the ace assassin of a rival organization and expose his weaknesses. The problem: she's blown her cover before learning a thing, but rather than dispose of her, the target makes an indecent proposal. Marry him and take the relationship to the next level, since he can't keep his hands off her body. Is his clinginess an act, or could there be genuine love behind his murderous gaze? Mansect by Shinichi Koga, a horror shonen supernatural series that was published back in 1975, now revived thanks to the efforts of Ryan Holmberg and the folks at Living the Line with their smudge manga imprint. Humans grow and age, they change, but always we are the same person, the same creature. Not so with insects, whose powers of metamorphosis alter not only their shape and size, but also their very beings. And now, because of one young man's unhealthy obsession with bugs, humans also find themselves transformed into disgusting, decrepit, blood-sucking insect monsters. Dogsred by Satoru Noda, Volume 1, published by Viz Media. It's an ongoing seinen sports series that started back in 2023 by the same creator as another beloved series, Golden Kamui. After winning the national championship, 15-year-old figure skater Ro Shirakawa was on his way to the Olympics, but with his mother's tragic death on his mind, he threw it all away in an outburst of rage. Banned from figure skating, he and his sister moved to Hokkaido. When he meets some local kids at the skating pond, they convince him to be a stand-in player for their soon-to-be disbanded hockey team. The team has never won a game, and they're up against the local champs, but if they got to go down, they want to score at least 1 goal before it's all over. Ro hasn't got a clue how to play ice hockey, but he sure knows how to skate. I'm in Love with the Older Girl Next Door, Volume 1. This is by Koume Fujichika, and it is published by 7 Seas. This one's a rom-com shonen series that lasted for 51 chapters, collected across 4 volumes, and it first started back in 2021 up until 2023. Tazuku is in love with his cool and mysterious neighbor, Shia. She's 3 years older than him, a big film buff, and doesn't like him back. The two get together to watch movies every Wednesday, but no matter how many times Tazuku attempts to use these meetups to profess his love for her, Shia sends him right back into the friend zone. Can Tazuku prove himself a mature and capable boyfriend? And what secrets is Shia hiding behind her smiley demeanor? The Last Elf, Volume 1 by Akira Sawano. This is published by 7 Seas, an adventure fantasy seinen series that started in 2024. In a world where steam and steel are rapidly replacing ancient magic, Aharu, the last surviving elf, embarks on a journey across a war-scarred land. With her loyal owl companion Glyph at her side, she seeks out the forgotten spirits who once fought alongside her people, offering them one final chance to return to their realm. But there are those who would see this last elf erased from history, just like the spirits she seeks to set free. At Your Service in Another World, Volume 1. This is by Nekoyashiki G with illustrations by Pan Yamada. This one is a steamship 7 Seas release, 13 chapters collected across 2 volumes, which ran from 2022 to 2023. 2 years after Rin Tachibana, a romance-challenged woman approaching 30, was unexpectedly whisked away to another world. She was settled into a quiet life as a clerk for the Magic Knights, but when the king secretly orders her to service her arrogant colleague Oscar Garland, a notorious misogynist, her peaceful routine goes off the rails. Yet watching the proud knight unravel under her touch sparks a surprising thrill. Now Rin must juggle her day job with her after-hours activities, all while keeping her late-night duties a secret. But can she really keep her cool working alongside him by day while bringing him to his knees at night? Trapped by His Love, The Duke's Unexpected Bride, Volume 1. This one is by Kotoko with art from Nimo Kakurimoto. This one's a love publication from Tokyo Pop, an ongoing romance shoujo that started back in 2021. When her engagement to her childhood bully is announced, Alice Coleman, the gentle-hearted and serious daughter of an impoverished noble family, is utterly aghast. In a desperate bid to find someone to stand in as an alternate fiancé, she blurts out a proposal to the wealthy, high-ranking son of a duke, Arthur Grindelwald, and to her shock, he accepts. Despite the strange beginning of their engagement, Arthur is an adoring fiancé to Alice, eager to spoil her with gifts and affection, but behind his charming smile and solicitous attention lies a deeper intent and focus, hints of a man who has had his eye upon Alice for far longer than he cares to admit. The Liminal Zone, Volume 2, hardcover by Junji Ito, published by Viz Media. Now I know what you're thinking, Gio, why are you talking about a Volume 2 if you concentrate on Volume 1s? Well, let's be honest, you don't really need Volume 1 to enjoy a Junji Ito book. Fortunately, the Liminal Zone series are just standalone short stories that Ito writes from the Line Manga app, which are longer stories than your typical published one-shot. What fate awaits when death is not the end? A group of 4 university students stumble upon a deserted, decaying village deep in the mountains, only to find an enormous perpetual motion machine still at work there. Before they could answer the question of who made it and to what end, the friends begin to disappear one after the other. Another story sees the return of the strange Hikizuri siblings. A girl weighed down since birth by an invisible burden meets the odd siblings and moves in with them in order to understand the truth about herself. But after a string of bizarre occurrences, the siblings' uncle appears on the scene. Welcome to the Liminal Zone, where things beyond your wildest imagination await. The Ayakashi Hunter's Tainted Bride, Volume 1 from Kodansha. This manga adaptation of the webtoon of the same name is created by Momonosuke Fujimaru. The original creator, however, is Midori Yuma. It's an ongoing fantasy romance shonen series from 2023. Young, cheerful Nanao can't wait to marry her betrothed, Reito, the young lord of the Byakurenji family. But that changes one night when she is attacked by a vengeful yokai spirit, an Ayakashi, leaving her scarred with the mark of a demonic curse. Her cousin Akemi seizes the chance to steal away her fiancé, but it doesn't matter. Reito now finds her repulsive, and Nanao is forced to wear a monkey mask to hide her scar and live the life of an outcast. Years later, she meets Yako, the willful young scion of another noble family. When Nanao's mask shatters after an accident, Yako sees her face and is drawn to her beauty and great spiritual power. But there's more to the handsome young lord than meets the eye, and when Yako offers Nanao a way out of her torturous life, the new life that awaits her is filled with more mystery and intrigue than she could ever imagine. 12 Dirty Deeds to Unite the Princess and Her Heroine, Volume 1 by Moridam from 7 Seas. When Princess Cephilia and the fearless heroine Linaria were young, they pledged their futures to one another. But when Linaria returns triumphant after slaying the Demon Lord, it's not the princess' hand in marriage she requests, it's her royal panties. Cursed by the Demon Lord in its final moments, Linaria must now perform 12 wildly perverted acts to lift the spell that threatens her soul. You Are My Alpha by Arata Asanai, a 7 Seas publication, 5 chapters collected across one volume in this BL series that was published back in 2018. In a school meant for alphas, one young man goes through a change that could get him expelled, or worse. See how 2 honor students do whatever it takes to protect each other in this Boys Love Omegaverse manga. The Failure at God School, Volume 1 by Natsu Hyuga and artist Modomu Akagawara, an ongoing fantasy school shoujo series that started back in 2021. Modern life means modern solutions, even to the supernatural problems. So of course the government would have a classification system, special schools, and licenses for people with mysterious powers. Any manifestation of a miracle is enough to be called a himiko, but only those with full certification may use the title of god, and high schooler Nagi is in serious need of a god. The death of her grandmother has left her family shrine devoid of the necessary divinity, and her hopelessly shut-in himiko brother isn't looking too promising. But if Nagi isn't careful, her search for a god might end with her finding more than she'd bargained for. The Boy Who Ruled the Monsters, Volume 1. Before I knew it, the ultimate specialized support skill led to the world's ultimate party. This one is by Katsuyuki Tamon and artist Sin Guilty, an ongoing action-adventure seinen that first started publication back in 2022. Black Tiger is a party of 5 up-and-coming prodigy adventurers known as the Miracle Children. Among these big names, Solrock was the only black sheep, mocked as a useless support mage, treated like a grunt, and eventually kicked out. But the truth is, he has the strongest talent of all, Player. This godlike power allows him to buff his allies and control the flow of battle. And now, with no party to call his own, he begins to assemble the strongest group the world has ever seen. Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts Heir, White Rabbit and the Prince of Beasts, Volume 1. This is the sequel to the series Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts. This one, however, is only 25 chapters collected across 5 volumes, a fantasy shoujo series that ran from 2022 to 2024. Happily Ever Afters only truly happen in fairy tales, so although Leonhardt and Sadifi's story has come to a close, their son Richard's has only just begun. With a foot in both the Joanna and Osmargo and an important coming-of-age ceremony on the horizon, he sets off on a journey to prepare himself, physically and spiritually. Nomi X Shiba, or Nobi Shiba, Volume 1 by Toru Tagura. This is an ongoing BL series that first started back in 2018. They first met at boarding school. After 2 whole years of living at the dorms, Nomiya can't truthfully say he's ever been in love. Sure, he thinks Mikoshiba's face is kind of cute and girly, and yeah, his heart skips a beat every time Nomi sees him, but that doesn't mean he's in love with Shiba, alright? In the Heavenly Prison, The Devil Enchants Me, Volume 1 by Meteor Jingami, an ecchi rom-com shonen series that was first published in 2022 and it is still ongoing. Kaoru Shabana's been coddled his whole life and yearns to remake himself into a splendid grown-up, a true man among men. Seeking to get a fresh start at achieving independence, he enrolls in a prestigious academy on a remote island. There he meets Kanra, a tantalizing tall young woman who reveals that the school of his dream is actually a nest of succubi. Reduced to little more than a devil's plaything, can Kaoru escape from this heavenly prison before he's sucked dry? If It's You, I Might Try Falling in Love, Volume 1 by Maru Kubota. This is a BL series that started back in 2021 and it is still ongoing. Amane hadn't seriously liked anyone since back in middle school. He learned how painful it was to be laughed at for sharing your feelings and had sworn off ever since. Now Amane is just transferred to a new high school in Enoshima where he meets Ryuji, a boy in his class. Fast friends, the jaded Amane quickly warms up to the eager Ryuji, but that warmth continues to grow into feelings much deeper than friendship. It's All Your Fault, Volume 1 by Merihachi and Kashi Kamitoma. This is a Yen Press release, an ongoing GL seinen series that started back in 2022. Shiho is a troubling otaku aiming to create the most perfectly accurate costumes. Yotogi is a popular cosplayer with over 200,000 followers who is known for her revealing outfits. These girls are like fire and ice, clashing as they strive to become superstars in the world of cosplay. Super Ball Girls Volume 1 by Munehiko Kaneshiro and art by Akira Hiramoto. This is published by Yen Press, an ecchi action comedy seinen series that first started back in 2022, still ongoing. Ichiyoshi is tired of his boring life working at the chocolate factory and keeping his greatest wants close to his chest. While walking home one Christmas night, he catches a mysterious super ball bouncing out of the darkness. He throws it as hard as he can, and an impossibly beautiful woman appears before him? So there it is, folks, a lot of anticipated releases for the month of March. Which is your favorite? Let me know down below, and if I missed something that you're really excited for that isn't a Volume 1, write it down as well. I'm curious to find out. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of the channel. I really appreciate it. Hit the like button, share the video. It means a ton if you do. And of course, I have to remind you that if you want to chip in and help out with the channel, you can become a member. The link is down below, as well as the invite for my Discord server. Thank you everybody. God bless. Stay safe out there. I will catch all of you on the next one.